Greetings to all the viewers. Now we are going to conduct the session based on oxidations and reductions. In the earlier session, we conducted series of sessions based on oxidations and reductions. Recently, we entered into reagents called reducing agents. In that regard, the compound taken will be sodium borohydride. It is mentioned as NaBH4. Sodium borohydride is the kind of reducing agent. The discussion is going to given upon the reactivity of sodium borohydride. Okay, here sodium borohydride is mentioned over here. That is given as boron is accompanied by 4 hydrogens like this, and all these hydrogens are said to be hydrides. And here you have a sodium positive ion, and the entire tetrahedral geometry of boron hydride mentioned in the square bracket, and that is given with the negative charge overall, and negative charge of this boron hydride counterbalanced with sodium monopositive ion. This is the way sodium borohydride is given, and NaBH4 is the fundamental formula for the sodium borohydride, and it is mentioned in this it is available like this. Okay, so let me go with the brief introduction regarding sodium borohydride. Sodium borohydride is widely used reducing agent in the organic and inorganic chemistry as well. It can be applicable in the organic synthetic pathway, or else inorganic complex formations also you can apply this kind of sodium borohydride. It's a white color crystalline solid. You can observe it is the crystalline compound and existing in a white color. Soluble in water and alcohol, right? So there is a solubility in water and alcohol, being it is a polar compound. Just now we observed charges over there. That's the reason why polar solvents are suitable to dissolve this sodium borohydride. Here is an overview of its key properties, uses, and applications. In this session, we are going to discuss about what are the important properties concerning with sodium borohydride, and what is the area of usage and applicability of the compound are going to be discussed. Nanoscale applications of the sodium borohydride is mentioned, so that nitro will be transformed into amino compound. This is the way the introduction part is provided. Let me show how the sodium borohydride synthesis is accomplished. In order to synthesize sodium borohydride, we need to start with diborane. Diborane is a kind of banana bond containing compound where you can absorb B2H6. B2H6 is nothing but it is the kind of bridgehead compound. Due to the lack of electrons over the boron, there is a kind of empty or vacant orbital is present over there. In order to obtain the octet configuration around two boron atoms, these hydrogens are working like a bridges in between the boron. What we can say, three centered two electron bond will be originated. So though we are having three centers over there, but two electrons will be distributed. One of the bond indicated with the thick line, and either bond with the dotted line. That's the reason why sometimes two electrons are resided in between the boron and hydrogen of right hand side. Sometimes they are moving towards a left hand side boron hydrogen. This is called what? Three center two electron bond formation existing in the banana bond kind of appearance. This diborane can be monomerized in such a manner. BH3 formation is possible. This is indicated BH3. Boron trihydride is supposed to be reacted with sodium hydride. So diglyme is the solvent is applied. Sodium hydride is treated with this one. Whenever sodium hydride is added, sodium is metal, so that it able to accommodate positive charge, and hydrogen is the negatively charged species. H minus we have to observe. This H minus bind with this boron atom. So here the formation of tetrahedral geometry. In general, BH3 is having sp2 hybridization and planar geometry. You can notice whenever one of the hydrogen is also added over there from the sodium hydride, that able to change its geometry into tetrahedral, and whenever new hydride is added, boron is becoming electron rich, and that is indicated with the negative charge. The negative charge is compensated by the counter ion called sodium positive. This is the way sodium borohydride will be synthesized within the laboratory by taking diborane as a starting material. Chemical properties. Molecular formula of sodium borohydride is NaBH4. It is simply manifested over there. Sodium positive and the entire tetrahedral geometry is mentioned in the square bracket. Boron accompanied with the 4 hydrogens in the 4 tetrahedral corners with the hydride nature of, because bond displacement is towards the hydrogen rather than boron, because hydrogens are comparatively electronegative with respect to boron. This is the reason why hydride ions are present, and hydride only responsible for the reductive property. And this entire complex is accompanied with the negative charge, and here Na positive will be there. This is the way sodium borohydride will be indicated. Molecular weight of the compound is given as 37.83 gram per mole. 1 mole of sodium borohydride weighs 37.83 grams. Structure contains a boron atom which surrounded with the 4 hydride ions. All the hydrogens existing in the form of H minus, right? With the sodium cation. This is the way structure is demonstrated. Reactivity. React slowly with water but more rapidly in the presence of acid or alcohol to release the hydrogen gas. It is the most important application to release the hydrogen gas within the laboratory. Whenever sodium borohydride is added with the water, the reactivity is extremely low, so that a release of hydrogen gas may not be possible. Whenever the sodium borohydride is added with water molecule, so that this hydride transfer is possible towards the water. Whenever hydride is moving over there, that hydride able to catch up this H positive of the water. So H negative H positive ultimately generates a hydrogen gas over there. Hydrogen gas originated in addition to this boron trihydride BH3 trigonal planar geometry will be generated, and Na positive is there, OH minus is there, counterbalanced with the sodium hydroxide base formation. This is the way the products are generated. BH3 hydrogen gas evaluation, Na positive and OH minus. So these are said to be byproducts. Hydrogen is ultimately released within the reaction of sodium borohydride by hydration process. Reducing agent. Everybody aware sodium borohydride exclusively used as a reducing agent. Why it is working like a reducing agent? Let's see. Specificity. It's a mild and very selective reducing agent. It is not that extent reactive like lithium aluminum hydride. Rather, it is the kind of mild reagent, and a very selective reduction is accomplished by means of sodium borohydride exclusively. Carbonyl compounds are said to be reduced by means of sodium borohydride. Whenever aldehydes are taken, primary alcohols will be originated, ketones giving rise to secondary alcohols. Let me show. If I am taking ketone as a starting material, there is a origination of secondary alcohol, and this is a cyclohexanone giving rise to cyclohexanol. Acetophenone was taken, sodium borohydride is added under acidified conditions giving rise to secondary alcohol, and this is bornanone type of complex, a bridgehead compound was taken, added with the reducing agent giving rise to secondary alcohol. And there is a provision to generate axial hydroxy, equatorial hydroxy over there. Axial is more predominant over the equatorial hydroxyl functional group. This is because in this case hydride adds preferentially to the less hindered side. Here, the most specific step in the reduction process will be the addition of hydride. Whenever hydride is supposed to be added, that should come from the least hindered side. So there are two provisions, either from the topmost direction or else the bottommost direction. If it is coming from the topmost direction, hinderedness is somewhat less, because here is the free space. Whenever hydrogen is coming from the bottom end, what happens? There is a kind of ambiguity. There is a kind of complexity you can notice. That's why topside addition is more convenient for sodium borohydride in comparison to the bottom side addition. That's the reason why Equatorial hydrogen is preferentially formed in the 86% in comparison to the axial hydrogen. This is the way the stereochemistry of this complex is also explained in case of Narbonane type of compounds. Here is the mechanism provided in order to convert the aldehyde into a primary alcoholic compound. Whenever aldehyde functional group was taken as a problem, as a starting material, we need to add sodium borohydride. The important step will be the departure of hydride from sodium borohydride, and that to be added at the carbonylic carbon atom. Hydride ion is departed, that is because boron is having electron deficit, that means low electronegativity in comparison to the hydrogen, so the displacement of electrons are most prone towards the hydrogen, so hydrogen liberated in the form of H minus, right? Whenever nucleophilic nature is arised at this hydride ion, let me compare the carbonylic center. In case of carbonylic aldehyde, here, pi electrons are more preferable towards the migration of oxygen. Carbon experiencing deficiency of the electron, that is called electrophilicity. Hence, always this hydride is supposed to be binded at the carbonylic carbon because of electrophilicity. That's the reason why here is the new bond formation between the carbon and hydrogen. And this is a pi bond shifted over there. And when we are taking as a protic solvent, most preferably, this kind of reductions are operated in a protic solvent like ethanol or water. So that pi bond delocalized, experiencing negative charge in the oxygen O minus. That O minus will pull the proton from this protic solvent. Either it might be a water or ethanol. Hydrogen as a positive ion, that means a H positive will be taken by the O minus. Subsequently, there is a formation of hydroxyl and hydride will be added to the carbon, and simultaneous shifting of hydride is coming from the sodium borohydride, H plus is coming from the protic solvent. This is the reason why carbon get binded with the hydride ion, oxygen bonded with the proton. This is the way alcohol formation is possible in case of protic solvent, right? So this is a mechanism resided beyond this reduction of sodium borohydride with the sodium borohydride upon aldehydes and ketones. Now let me show benzaldehyde. Benzaldehyde is a kind of aromatic aldehyde you can denote. Sodium borohydride is supposed to be added at the carbonylic carbon atom, especially hydride will be connected with the carbon. Subsequent to pi bond delocalization, you can notice. Whenever pi bond is delocalized, what happens? Oxide will be generated and hydride is shifted, that able to form a sigma bond over there. Carbon hydrogen sigma bond, you can notice whatever oxide generated able to pull the proton from the water or else any acidic medium if present, that able to give the H plus and giving rise to hydroxyl. This is the reason why aldehyde will be finally transformed into a primary alcohol by means of the sodium borohydride reduction. Sodium borohydride gives rise to the primary alcohol with the aldehydic compounds. Now let me show another kind of examples pertaining to this reactivity of sodium borohydride. I'm taking sodium borohydride where tetrahedral geometry of boron hydrate will be there and any positive B minus will be given. And let me compare the electronegativity of hydrogen and boron. Electronegativity of hydrogen, everybody aware, 2.20 and boron is 2.04. Comparatively, hydrogen is more electronegative than the boron atom. That's the reason why displacement of bonded electrons are most common towards the hydrogen rather than boron. Boron experiencing electron deficiency, whereas hydrogen experiencing nucleophilicity, electron richness, right? That is because of electronegativity. Hydrogen 2.20 and boron pertaining with 2.04. This is the way there is a polarization is arised. Whenever aldehyde subjected to sodium borohydride reduction under acidified conditions, aldehyde obviously converted into a primary alcohol, right? Ketone upon reduction with sodium borohydride giving rise to secondary alcohol as a product. And there is another peculiarity in addition to this kind of carbonylic reduction, there is another extension you can notice. In general, alkenes are unreactive towards sodium borohydride reduction. Let me repeat, alkenes are non-reactive towards the sodium borohydride reduction, but there is a condition. You may apply a suitable catalyst so that step by step reduction carried, and finally aldehyde will be, sorry, olefin will be transformed into alcoholic compound. In order to achieve this alkene to alcohol, there is a series of reagents to be applied upon this double bond. Whenever double bond treated with mercury acetate, HgOAc taken twice is called mercury acetate. Mercury acetate to be taken in the aquated conditions, water to be the reaction medium. So whenever mercury acetate is added, that able to form a bridgehead compound over there. Later on, sodium borohydride is able to reduce that compound, and finally there is a formation of alcohol. This is the kind of extension of its applicability. In addition to the carbonylic reduction, there is another application you can notice, olefinic reduction, that is under suitable conditions only. Whenever mercury acetate is the reagent added, then only there is another step reduction is possible, giving rise to alcohol as the final product. And here you can notice aldehyde was taken, sodium borohydride to be added over there. Primary alcohol is the expected product. Just like lithium aluminum hydride, here also applicability remains the same. That will be extended to in specific benzaldehyde, giving rise to benzyl alcohol. This is pronounced as a benzyl alcohol upon sodium borohydride and acid workup. And here I am taking a long chain, open chain aldehyde compound and treating with sodium borohydride, corresponding primary alcohol will be originated. Here is the aldehyde you can observe. Whenever aldehyde was taken, there is a simultaneous reaction is appeared. This addition of hydride ion taken, that is the formation of hydride bond, and in the simultaneous manner, cleavage of the carbon oxygen band, both are carried side by side reactions. Hydride ion is able to bind with the carbonylic carbon. In the same step, there is a simultaneous migration of pi bond towards the oxygen. Making of the bond and simultaneous breaking of the carbon oxygen bond are possible within the concerted mechanism process, giving rise to a primary alcohol in case of aldehyde. And there are extendable applications you can notice. Benzaldehyde, just now we saw, giving rise to benzyl alcohol. And this is the molecule where you can observe 1, 2, 3 carbons with the 1 methyl side chain. Isobutanol. It is regarded as a isobutanol. Sodium borohydride acid catalyst is added and aquated workup is carried, so that giving rise to isobutanol. Isobutanol, al stands for aldehyde. Ol stands for alcohol. This is the way aldehyde to primary alcohol is the product by sodium borohydride. I am taking the length of 1, 2, 3, 4 butanaldehyde, giving rise to butyl alcohol by reduction. And there is a peculiarity. You can observe multiple functional groups and a selective reduction. Though we are having olefinic double bond and aldehydic functional group within the same compound, but sodium borohydride is selective for the reduction of aldehyde rather than alkenic functional group, because alkene is unreactive towards sodium borohydride unless mercury acetate is present. Mercury acetate when present, then only you are supposed to go for the reduction of this olefinic double bond as well. That also giving rise to alcohol. But only sodium borohydride is the case that will go for the reactive reduction towards the aldehyde, giving rise to primary alcohol. That distinction we need to make. And here you can observe already alcohol is there. Alcohol to be the product with sodium borohydride, right? If alcohol is the starting material, what we will achieve, so that no reactivity. Already this is the expected product by reduction of carbonyls, right? But alcohol is not able to reduced further by sodium borohydride. I'm taking another compound that is a kind of hemiacetal form. and a cyclic lactone kind of compound was taken, and here is the hydroxy, here is the methyl, here is the methyl, here is the methyl. If this is the case, this is a kind of ether linkage. This is said to be what? Ether linkage. Sodium borohydride is working upon this ether that able to open up the ring structure. Ring will be opened. One end you have to add hydrogen. Another end also there is a addition of hydrogen. Being sodium borohydride is the reducing agent, able to release the hydrogens exclusively. That is the reason why whatever blue color hydrogen mentioned with sodium borohydride, that blue hydrogen is selectively bonded upon this carbon atom. Whenever this ether linkage is open, ring opening reaction is possible, carbon will be selectively added with this hydrogen, because wherever carbon is there, there only we are adding hydride in the mechanism part. Just now we have to saw the mechanism of reduction, right? So that hydride to be added on the carbon atom, whatever oxygen is there, that will pull the proton from ethanol. This oxygen will retain the hydrogen from this ethanol, that will be added as a H positive. But sodium borohydride is releasing as a H negative, will binded with the carbon atom, so that you can experience this carbon binded with blue color hydrogen, this oxygen bonded with the black color hydrogen, which is came from solvent medium. This is the way a series of reactions are given for the better understanding regarding the reduction with sodium borohydride. Let me go with another applications pertaining to sodium borohydride. Here you can observe 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons butanaldehyde, butanol formation is possible by reduction. I am taking acetone. This is called CH3, C double bond was CH3 called propanol. In general, you can pronounce it as the acetone in a common term. Sodium borohydride giving rise to propanol. What? 2-propanol. This is called 2-propanol. 3 carbon chain with the second carbon with hydroxyl called 2-propanol. Secondary alcohol will be the product whenever ketone was the starting material. And sodium borohydride reactivity tested against lithium aluminum hydride. Whenever sodium borohydride was taken, here is the ether, here is the aldehyde. Aldehyde will be selectively reduced, and that hydride released from the sodium borohydride connected with the carbon atom, and you can notice the brown color hydrogen. And there is the OH formations, which hydrogen taken from the solvent media methanol. And this reaction is accomplished at 0 degrees, extremely lower temperature. We can mention it as a lower temperature condition. And this reaction is accomplished with the selective reduction of aldehyde and without affecting the ether linkage. Whatever ether linkage, open ether can't be reacted, rather whenever closed, this is the kind of cyclic ether, right? Cyclic ether will be immediately reacted, giving rise to open chain molecule. That is different. This is different. This is methoxy. Methoxy will not be reactive towards the sodium borohydride. So that here only selective reduction of aldehyde you can notice. And here is another comparable factor with sodium borohydride. Obviously, lithium aluminum hydride is stronger in comparison to sodium borohydride. Whatever amides are there, they also reduced by means of lithium aluminum hydride into their corresponding amines. Here you can notice C double bond O that transformed into CH2. Here is C double bond O converted into CH2. This is the way tertiary amine will be the product in case of this amide to amine formation is possible by means of lithium aluminum hydride. And there is another comparison, selective reduction. How it will go for selective reduction, you can notice. Here is the aldehyde, here is the ester. The reagent is sodium borohydride. Blindly, you can go for the reduction of this aldehyde into a primary alcohol without affecting this ester linkage. Ester linkage is not reduced by means of sodium borohydride. It remains as such. But whenever the same compound is added with lithium aluminum hydride, selective reduction of aldehyde and ester both are possible. But in case of sodium borohydride, you should be more selective towards aldehydic reduction rather than ester reduction. And I'm giving another multiple functional groups are mentioned over. Here is the aldehyde, here is the nitro. Whenever aldehyde and nitro both are present, sodium borohydride selective for the aldehydic reduction without affecting nitro functional group. We are not disturbing nitro, only selectively carbonylic reduction you can observe, right? So after getting this alcohol, benzyl alcohol, what is this? Meta-nitrobenzyl alcohol, it will be that product formation is indicating selectivity of sodium borohydride. And another compound you are taking, this is a kind of C double bond O CH2Br. There is the ambiguity, competing factors. One is carbonyl, another is bromo. If this is the case, carbonyl selectively go for sodium borohydride reduction. Bromide will not be reduced by means of sodium borohydride. This indicates the high selectivity of sodium borohydride towards the carbonylic reduction. Aldehyde will be reduced, aldehyde will be reduced, ketone will be reduced, and no reactivity towards ester, no reactivity towards nitro, no reactivities towards halides. So this is the way high selectivity you can observe by means of sodium borohydride reagent. Here is the aldehyde. Just now we gone through this butanaldehyde. Butanol alcohol will be originated. Cyclohexanone turned into a secondary alcohol. Cyclohexanol formation is possible by means of lithium aluminum hydride and even with the sodium borohydride. I'm taking another example, benzene, which is accompanied by aldehyde on the first carbon, and here this is called a ketone on the fourth carbon atom, for example. Treated with sodium borohydride dissolving in a ethanol solvent subjected to acidified water workup conditions. There is an obvious product aldehyde turned into a alcoholic, primary alcoholic compound. And here is the ketone, obviously that will go for the reduction to gives rise to secondary alcohol. Whenever the compound was taken as a aldehyde at one end and ester in the another end, ester was taken. The reagent was changed lithium aluminum hydride, so that aldehyde turned into alcohol, entire ester will be shifted into alcohol again. This is the reason, because lithium aluminum hydride is a strong reducing agent. And there are some other examples related with the reduction with sodium borohydride. Isotopic labeling is mentioned in order to understand where the transfer of hydride is actually possible. Everybody aware that hydride H minus, which released from the sodium borohydride, selectively go with the reaction with the carbon rather than oxygen, right? So carbon will be selectively binded with the deuterium atom, so that here you can observe the carbon deuterium bond formation, but this oxygen will remains like a OH only. It is not the deuterated hydroxide, rather it is a simple hydroxide. That is purely because this proton is pulled from the solvent media. Protic solvent was taken as solvent in a sodium borohydride reduction. This is purely understood. In order to understand the mechanism in the clear manner, isotopic labeling plays a vital role, right? Sodium borohydride, deuterated one was taken, isotope was taken for the hydrogen, so that deuterium will be selectively binded with the carbon atom, hydrogen taken from the solvent. This is the product formed. And let me take cyclohexanone, and here the para position, our fourth position is having tertiary butyl. For tertiary butyl cyclohexanone was taken in the chair form, which is the most stable conformation of the cyclohexane. So cyclohexanone compound treated with deuterated sodium borohydride, that giving rise to a deuterium linkage with the carbon in the axial position, and whatever oxygen is there, that is turned into hydroxyl only. There is another condition. Deuterium may occupy equatorial position as well. There are two possibilities. Either deuterium may bind with the carbon in the axial or else equatorial position, right? Whenever deuterium was there in the axial position, at that instance, hydroxyl and tertiary butyl both are occupying equatorial position. So this is first position. This is the fourth position. 1,4 equatorial is said to be trans, and 1,4 1,4 axial equatorial said to be cis. This is the reason why here one configuration existing in the trans form and either is in cis form. There is a kind of orientation. The two proximities you can notice. Mixture of diastereomers will be arised whenever deuterated compound was taken over there. And I'm taking another compound 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentanone, 2 pentanone in specific, treated with deuterated sodium borohydride, giving rise to mixture of enantiomers. Why enantiomers? Because this carbonylic carbon is the enantiotropic one. That means after the addition of this hydrogen, there is a formation of chiral center. This is said to be prochiral, and formed products are both are chiral only, so that either dextrorotatory or levorotatory, both are possible in the 50 and 50%. That's the reason why we can say mixture of enantiomers will be generated, right? So always chiral carbon atoms used to originate that optically active compounds. Here is the pair of enantiomers generated, and here is the pair of diastereomers will be originated. Okay. So this is regarding the reduction with sodium borohydride. This is simple mechanism you can observe. Hydride is coming from sodium borohydride. The proton is coming from the solvent which used to attach at oxygen. Hydride attaches carbon, proton attaches to oxygen. So that blue color hydrogen binded to the carbon atom, red color hydrogen from the solvent binded to the oxygen atom. So this is the way a clear description is provided. Now, let me show more examples pertaining to reduction with sodium borohydride. I'm taking what is this? Meta-dinitrobenzene. This is called a meta-dinitrobenzene. Upon reacting with sodium borohydride in the solvent called methanol, this is able to give NH2 first. NH2 is called amine linkage. That amine whatever generated will be dimerized, because here 2 moles will be added to 1 mole of sodium borohydride. 2:1 ratio is the case. There is a possibility for the dimerization, giving rise to this compound. So nitrogen connected with the two aromatic rings where we are having meta-dinitro. Meta-nitro positions are possible. So this is the reason why there is certain peculiarity, certain extension to the reduction. Earlier when we observed there is a aldehyde and nitro functional groups are in the same compound, there is no reduction process. But whenever what happens, more nitro groups are present on the benzene ring, the ring will be more deactivated. At that instant there is a possibility for the reduction, and dimerization is possible, right? You can notice this kind of dimerization reactions whenever more than one nitro substitution is allocated to the benzene ring. If we are taking 1, 3, 5 trinitrobenzene, trinitrobenzene is subjected to reduction with sodium borohydride. Again, you can notice the dimerization process, and that also giving rise to only one of the nitro will be reduced into NH2, and that will added to another molecule of that compound, giving rise to a nitrogen linkage. Bridging nitrogen will be originated between the two aromatic rings. This is the kind of exceptional reduction we can notice. Hydrogen will be added, and that is not able to reduce all kind of nitro. Only the bridgehead nitrogen will be reduced. This is the selective reduction again. Whenever you're observing paranitro, so always metanitro is giving the kind of dimer with one nitrogen atom only, but paranitro is the case, and the reduction with sodium borohydride is giving rise to para dinitro-azabenzene. This is called azabenzene. Azabenzene is the kind of nitrogen, double bond nitrogen. You can notice two nitrogens are generated. Aza linkage is observed over there. In case of meta substitution, you observed only one nitrogen in between two aromatic rings. But in case of para substitution, that is giving rise to entirely new product where aza linkage is noticed and two para positions are occupying nitro only. They are not reduced. Selective reduction carried at aza linkage only. This is the way another peculiar example you can notice for this nitro reduction. And let me go for the benzaldehyde. Just now we discussed about this one giving rise to benzyl alcohol and what we can say pentanone giving rise to pentanyl alcohol. And this is another example you can notice imine. This one is called, this is cyclopentane ring and double bond NCH3. N-methyl imine you can absorb. Upon reacting with sodium borohydride, imine also reduced into a kind of amine. There is a formation of secondary amine you observed after the reduction. And here is the table which able to represent the kind of reduction with sodium borohydride. Initially compound taken is methyl acetoacetate, methyl acetoacetate type of compound was taken and that reacted with sodium borohydride in the molar ratio, suitable molar ratio to be taken. Here 1 mole of sodium borohydride added with 1.25 moles of sodium borohydride, that giving rise to a product where ketone will be selectively reduced into a secondary alcohol. Benzaldehyde giving rise to benzyl alcohol and estophenone giving rise to a estophenone if taken, that giving rise to a secondary alcohol. Here CH3 to be present, that CH3 we have to write instead of hydrogen, we have to write it as CH3 so that secondary alcohol will be originated. Cyclohexanone gives rise to cyclohexanol and here ketone will be transformed into a alcoholic compound and that alcohol will be a secondary and another ketone giving rise to alcohol, again it is a secondary compound. This is the way sodium borohydride is able to reduce the ketones and aldehyde as well. And here is the thing you can observe R1, R2, either it may be symmetric or asymmetric kind of ketone we are taking as a starting material, can be treated with sodium borohydride and solid acid will be added. The reaction accomplished under solvent-free conditions at room temperature. Purely it is obeying the green reaction pathway and the reactant and the reagent will be mixed up without any solvent medium. At the room temperature itself, the reaction is accomplished, giving rise to secondary alcohol is the product. Purely it is said to be what? Green reaction pathway. Solvent-free condition, minimizing the usage of chemicals and hazardous impact will be removed and Arctic conditions, room temperature is also the kind of energy economic condition we can say. And this is another one, some extent it is not clear. Here is the ketonic functional group, sodium borohydride giving rise to alcoholic one. Here is another ketonic group giving rise to another alcoholic compound. So that ketone will be shifted to alcoholic compound. So whatever example we saw, olefin is unreactive towards this sodium borohydride, but whenever silver acetate aquated conditions were added, there is a provision to cleave the olefinic double bond first. One side there is a formation of HgOAC. HgOAC will be formed. Mercury acetate will be formed at one edge. Another edge there will be addition of hydroxyl. Hydroxyl will be added on the another carbonate. Whenever this is the case, sodium borohydride will be added that releases hydride. Hydride will selectively attach to the carbon and removing this HgOAC and there is a formation of hydroxide. The hydroxide generated will be a kind of tertiary. The hydroxide whatever generated will be the tertiary hydroxide in case of this olefin. And selective reduction you can observe. I'm taking benzaldehyde, but para position nitro is there. This is a starting material. Actually, aldehyde is there with the para nitro functional group. But sodium borohydride is added, water is mixed up, and room temperature is applied. At room temperature only, you are supposed to go for the reactivity. Whenever this aldehyde is treated with sodium borohydride, obviously there is a primary alcohol formation. Nitro is unaffected. We are not supposed to reduce this. But let me go with another possibility. Another catalyst will be applied. RM silane type of catalyst is applied, and sodium bor. Again, here reducing agent is sodium borohydride only. But additionally, we are adding RM silane type of compound. Whenever this catalyst is added, that is having the another extra reactivity, additional reduction property towards this nitro also, so that nitro is also subjected to reduction, giving rise to amine as the product. So aldehyde giving rise to primary alcohol, nitro giving rise to amine in the presence of RM catalyst. This is the reason why sodium borohydride itself unreactive towards nitro, but in the presence of arenosylene type of catalyst that able to reduce nitro as well into amine. And here is the vanillin. Vanillin is the kind of compound. You can notice the benzene ring with aldehyde and methoxy at meta position, hydroxy at the para position. Let me give para-hydroxy, meta-methoxy benzaldehyde is called vanillin. That reacted with sodium borohydride water. Methoxy remains as such, unreacted. Hydroxy remains as such because it is also not reactive towards sodium borohydride. Only selective reaction of aldehyde giving rise to primary alcohol. Though we are having multiple functional groups on the benzene ring, sodium borohydride more selective towards aldehyde to alcohol. And I'm taking another example. This is the kind of cyclohexene with the aldehyde. Cyclohexenol, we can say. 2-cyclohexenol it will be. Whenever this is the case, aldehyde is there and olefin is there. Double bond is there. Multiple functional groups but selective reduction carried upon aldehyde, leaving olefin as such. Olefin will not be reacted by means of sodium borohydride. And I'm taking this acid chloride. Acid chloride was taken. This is called cyclohexanoyl chloride, reacted with sodium borohydride, that giving rise to primary alcohol. So here, just like aldehyde, acid chloride is also reactive in the same manner, giving rise to primary alcohol as the product. Cyclohexanyl alcohol will be generated. And this is the very long length compound with the heterocyclic systems. Though we are having these many cyclic compounds over there, polyannular system, it will be aldehyde is our specification for the reduction. This is only the focused area in order to reduce with the sodium borohydride in the presence of protic solvent at the room temperature for the period of 2 hours. Reduction process will be accomplished, giving rise to primary alcohol as the expected product. I'm taking triple bond over there and aldehyde at one terminal of carbon chain. So sodium borohydride is the reducing agent worked upon, and triple bond will be remains as such, will not be affected by reduction process, and only selective reduction of aldehyde into primary alcohol. That will be further reactions are also possible, but our concern is regarding the applicability of sodium borohydride upon multiple functional groups. This will selectively reduce aldehyde rather than triple bond in the compound. I'm going with another extendable applications in the field of carbonyl chemistry. Here we are having carboxylic acid. Here aldehyde is there. So being it is selective for carbonylic reduction, acid remains as such. Acid is unreactive towards this sodium borohydride. This is somewhat a deviation from lithium aluminum hydride. It's very selective for aldehyde into alcohol formation. Being it is aldehyde, primary alcohol is the product. Whenever we are getting carboxylic acid and the one terminal, one carbon atom, and this much long chain with hydroxyl and the another terminal, intramolecular esterification will be carried upon heating process. Intramolecular esterification is nothing but any two compounds having one carboxylic acid and either alcohol subjected to reaction by means of dehydration giving rise to ester linkage. That is called esterification. But within the molecule, one terminal with the carboxylic acid, another terminal hydroxyl, they will be esterified within the molecule by the removal of water called dehydration, giving rise to ester. This is a cyclic one. Cyclic ester is called a lactone linkage. That is called a lactone linkage. Okay. So another compound I'm taking is carboxylic acid and one and this is aldehyde only. But the thing is, both the functional groups are not in a synchronized form. The orientation is not suitable for the removal of water molecule, though we are having equal type of molecule, but its orientation is somewhat away from that carboxylic acid. So that sodium borohydride is added, aquated sodium borohydride is added. Aldehyde obviously turned into a primary alcohol, but the thing is, upon heating, there is no feasibility for the removal of water because both are not too closure to each other in order to dehydrate. Cyclization is not feasible in case of this kind of orientation, this kind of location of the functional group, so that no further reactivity in order to combine these two alcohol and carboxylic acid gives rise to lactone ring. So this will not giving a further intramolecular esterification. And this is another case. I'm going to replace the meta position with the para position. Length, that means the distance between two functional groups is still greater. Whenever this extent of distance were enhanced, sodium borohydride subjected upon the same molecule, aldehyde obviously giving rise to alcohol, but further cyclization may not be accompanied, may not be accomplished. That is because though we are having similar reaction conditions, but both the groups are not in the correct positions in order to react, in order to dehydrate, in order to form the lactone ring. This is because the distance between the functional groups are far away. So this is the way a product is only possible only in case of starting molecule. 2, 3 are unable to generate the cyclic lactones. Esterification may not be possible. And the most important application of the sodium borohydride is the origination of hydrogen gas. Hydrogen is regarded as the fuel of the future. And that hydrogen is generated whenever sodium borohydride is blended up with the catalyst and water is added over there. A water reactivity will be there, giving rise to it able to liberate the hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is generated over there. That hydrogen generation, the generation is most important in the industrial scale preparation. And here is another way of the synthesis you can observe. If within the oil bath, the reactants were dipped, the reactant will be sodium borohydride, catalyst, and water, which are immersed in this reaction vessel and subjected to heating by this oil bath. And when all these three things are mixed up together, that giving rise to that releasing the hydrogen gas, which is passing as a bubbles over there. And here is the measuring cylinder in order to collect the entire gas form of hydrogen. And you can measure that extent of hydrogen generated by the reaction carried within the vessel, right? So this is the way experiment is carried in order to synthesize the hydrogen in the laboratory scale, but it is very important to synthesize this hydrogen in the industrial scale. There is a difference between the laboratory scale synthesis and industrial scale synthesis. Laboratory scale synthesis is nothing but by taking the compound in the infinitesimal quantity. You may take 2 ml, 3 ml, 5 ml, 10 ml. That extent only we will restrict the laboratory synthesis. Within the small reaction vessels, we are supposed to go for the reactions. But industrial scale is nothing but bulk scale synthesis. That is the larger extent of production. So that is required actually for this hydrogen synthesis starting from such a chemical reactions. And here is another laboratory usage of the sodium borohydride. Whenever ketone was taken, that giving rise to a secondary alcohol. Ketones obviously reacted with the sodium borohydrate, giving rise to a secondary alcohol as a reduced product. Aldehyde giving rise to a primary alcohol. Ester will not react with sodium borohydrate, rather lithium aluminum hydride, being it is stronger one, able to generate the mixture of alcohols with the esters. Whenever acid chloride was taken and blended with sodium borohydrate, primary alcohol is the expected product, and the same will be observed for lithium aluminum hydride as well. Carboxylic acid is not responded towards the reduction process with the sodium borohydrate, whereas it is very convenient to reduce carboxylic acid with the lithium aluminum hydrides. This is the way a tabular form represents the reactivity comparison between sodium borohydrate and lithium aluminum hydride. And another application you can observe here, hemiacetal form is given. Hydroxyl is there very adjacent. You can notice the ether, which is called a hemiacetal form. Hemiacetal is somewhat sterically hindered, sterically restricted molecule, so that it able to open the ring in order to get the free hydroxyl functional group. So the sodium borohydrate is working upon these hemiacetal forms. Initially, the molecule will be deprotonated. Initial deprotonation is required. Hydroxyl hydrogen will remove this hydrogen, giving rise to O minus. Oxide ion able to add the electrons into this carbon oxygen bond, gives rise to a double bond. Whenever it able to generate the carbonylic double bond, so that immediately breaks the ether linkage over there. And whenever this carbon oxygen bond were broken, that oxygen gaining electrons, that generates the oxide ion. Oxide ion, whichever generated, will be protonated, so that OH will be generated. Whatever aldehyde generated is further treated with sodium borohydrate, that aldehyde turned into alcohol. So in this manner, one edge you can notice hydroxyl, that is by protonation. Another edge aldehyde will be reduced by sodium borohydrate, giving rise to hydroxyl. This is the way diol formation is possible whenever hemiacetal subjected to sodium borohydride reduction. And there is another example, cyclohexanone giving rise to cyclohexanol, aldehyde giving rise to primary alcohol. And there is a kind of comparative reactivity between the sodium borohydrate and lithium aluminum hydride. Aldehyde in both the cases gives rise to a primary alcohol. Ketone in both the cases giving rise to a secondary alcohol. But esters selectively go for the reduction with lithium aluminum hydride, but not with sodium borohydride. Carboxylic acid selectively go for the reduction with lithium aluminum hydride, but not with sodium borohydrate. Being sodium borohydrate mild reagent over lithium aluminum hydride, that's the reason why ester and carboxylic acid are not supposed to be reduced by sodium borohydride. And this is another, just now we saw olefin will be treated with mercury acetate, giving rise to a mercury cyclic intermediate will be generated. Later on, one edge added with hydroxyl, another edge we have mercury acetate, and sodium borohydrate reduction giving rise to hydroxyl compound. Here is another most important application we can say. This is the kind of applications whenever position of the functional groups matters. So the position should be in such a way. There should be reactivity is possible whenever the functional groups are in the proper position. Then only we can go for further reaction, right? So I'm taking the kind of compound where cyclohexane is having double bond O, double bond O. This is called the active methylene compound. In between two carbonylic linkages, the carbon is more reactive in order to release the hydride, right? So this is the compound whenever added with sodium borohydrate, being both are ketones only, right? So that hydroxyl will be generated. Both 1,3 positions turned into hydroxyl. Whenever it is added with propanone called acetone, acetone is blended with this hydroxyl, no further reactivity, because both the hydroxyl are far away. One is on first position, second is on third position. Both are not supposed to be reactive towards this acetone. So further, what we can say, this is a kind of protection. Protection of the functional groups may not be possible whenever both are far away to each other. I am taking another condition 1, 4 ketones. 1, 4 hydroxyl will be generated. When it is added with acetone, again no reactivity, no protection is possible. But 1, 2 position ketones were taken, 1, 2 diketone was taken, sodium borohydride will reduce. In all the cases, the duty of sodium borohydride is same and hydroxides will be generated. But the thing is, reactivity, further reactivity with acetone is possible only 1, 2 diketone was taken. 1, 2 diketone reduction gives 1, 2 diol. 1, 2 diol upon reacting with ketone, there is a formation of this kind of protected group. Protected group will be generated. That is because both are in such a way that release water as a byproduct and that able to generate a new cyclic ring formation, right? So this is the way protection is possible further. In order to achieve this, both should be in a suitable position. 1, 4, no reactivity, no protection. 1, 3, no reaction. 1, 2, yes, there is a reaction for the protection. Now I am going with the 7-member ring system with the CH2OH. Already it is the reduced form. Ignore this. And here we have another aldehyde. This is only suitable for the reduction giving rise to primary alcohol with sodium borohydride. In the second compound, here you can notice aldehyde. Here aldehyde. So that both sides reduction is feasible. This aldehyde gives rise to primary alcohol. This aldehyde gives rise to primary alcohol. So that in that case also you will expect the same product. Whatever came from the compound 1, second compound also giving rise to a same compound. Let me go with case number 3. There is a aldehyde on one edge. Alcohol on the another edge. Alcohol already reduced one, ignored this. This remains as such. Only aldehyde will be transformed into alcohol by the reduction. So that this is also giving the same product. Though we are having different starting materials, the expected product is same. This is a tricky question which is framed in such a manner, giving rise to the same product with the same reagent. Okay. In this, the position 1 is not reacted. Only position 3 is only reacted towards the reduction process. In this step number 2, position 1 and 3 both are reactive. In the step number 3, position 1 is reactive, position 3 is unreactive. This is the way all are giving same product. Here is another possibility. Competing factors are operated. One terminal of the carbon chain, you can notice the aldehyde. Another terminal is added with the ester. If this is the case, sodium borohydride is more selective for aldehydic reduction into primary alcohol, and ester will not be reduced. It remains as such. But same compound reacted with lithium aluminum hydride, both the edges you can notice alcohol. This is the comparative factor in the strength of lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride. Lithium aluminum hydride is stronger, hence ester is also reduced into alcohol. Sodium borohydride is mild, so that ester will unreactive. Here is the vanillin type of compound was taken, selective reduction of aldehyde into primary alcohol. And here is the ester, here is the aldehyde, here is the methoxy. Aldehyde only reacted with sodium borohydride, giving rise to primary alcohol. By this, we entirely completed the session, and this session is helpful for the scholars who are working on the field, working in the field of synthetic organic chemistry, oxidation reductions, if they are interested about. So in that field, the session is very much helpful. Those who are preparing for competitive examinations, or else who are in the area of graduation and the post-graduation, the session what we conducted regarding the sodium borohydride will give the range of content in the field of reduction process, and so many examples, practical examples were taken, and what feasibility, what competing factor, what kind of exceptional conditions, everything were mentioned in the detailed manner, so that the session is very much helpful. The session conducted by Dr. Kavita Kottireddy Kota. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Hopefully this will help for your further preparation. Thank you.